Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswati asam tadojaya mutire nashtaprayesha petreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavatir uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati nashtuke mugam karoti vachalam pangum langete girim yat kripatamaham vande shri guru dina dharanam paramananda matamam shri chaitanya ishwar namo vishnu padaya krishna prishtaya bhutale srimade bhaktivedanta swamine namine namaste saraswati deve gauravani pracharine nirvishesha shunyavadi paschatya deshatharini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhara Shri Asati Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So continuing from 4th canto 25th chapter verse number 38. Please repeat the sloka after me. Kamnutvad Anyam Ramaye Arati Jnanam Akovidam Asamparaya Abhimukham Ashwasthana Vitam Pashum Kamnutvad Anyam Ramaye Hi Arati Nyam Akovitam Asamparaya Abhimukham Ashwasthana Vidam Pashum. Synonyms: come, unto whom, no, then, that, than you, Anyam, other, Ramaye, I shall allow to enjoy, he certainly, Arati Nyam, without knowledge of sex enjoyment, Akovitam, therefore, almost foolish, Asamparaya, without knowledge of the next life, Abhimukam, looking forward, Ashwasthana Vidam, one who does not know what is happening next, Pashum, like animal. One likes to read. Aishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Deva Pranam.
1 second, I'll read the
translation.
Okay. How can I expect to unite with others who are neither conversant about sex nor capable of knowing how to enjoy life while living or after death? Such foolish persons are like animals because they do not know the process of sense enjoyment in this life and after death. Yes, Mataji, you can read the purport.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Since there are 84 lakh species of life, there are also many different living conditions. In the lower grades of life, in plant and tree life, there is no system for sexual intercourse. In the upper grades, in the life of birds and bees, there is sex, but the insects and animals do not know how to actually enjoy sex life. In the human form of life, however, there is full knowledge of how to enjoy sex. Indeed, there are many so-called philosophers who give direction on how to enjoy sex life. There is even a science called Kama Sutra, which is the science of sex. In human life, there are also such divisions as Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanprastha, and Sannyasa. There is no sex life except in the Grihastha or householder ashrama. The brahmachari is not allowed any sex. A vanprastha voluntarily refrains from sex, and the sannyasi is completely renounced. The karmis do not practice brahmacharya, vanprastha, or sannyasa life, for they are very much interested in grihastha life. In other words, a human being is very much materially inclined. Indeed, all living entities are materially inclined. They prefer grihastha life because there is a concession for sex. The karmis think the other status of life are worse than animal life, for animals also have sex, whereas the brahmachari, vanprastha, and sannyasi completely give up sex. The karmis therefore abhor these orders of spiritual life. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Kamnutvad Anyam Ramaye Hi Arati Nyam Akovitam Asamparaya Abhimukam Ashwasthana Vidam Pashum. Translation: how can I expect to unite with others who are neither conversant about sex nor capable of knowing how to enjoy life while living or after death? Such foolish persons are like animals because they do not know the process of sense enjoyment in this life and after death. Hare Krishna. So here in the verse 38, he's saying that others are incompetent. Why? Because he's saying, how can I expect to unite with others? Others are neither conversant about sex nor capable of knowing how to enjoy life, right? While living or after death. They are unable to think of the future like animals. Yes. So here it is said about, in yesterday's sloka, we saw Aharam. It's like common between man and human animals, but then they have more facilities than us, right? More facilities. So here in Maidhuni, the sex life also for our animals, it's much easier and better than human beings here. But then that's not the goal of our life. And the ashrama, like brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyas, why is it formed? So as to improve our spiritual life. Right? But then for grihasthas, it's allowed. But because Krishna says in the 7th chapter, 11th sloka, dharma aviruddha kamosmi, right? In Bhagavad Gita, balam balavatam chaham kamaragam vivarjitam dharma aviruddha bhuteshu kamosmi varadarshapa. Dharma aviruddha, that means sex life which is not against dharma. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What does that word mean?
Practicing
only
devotional life.
for begetting the Krishna conscious children.
Keeping center.
What is that process called trying to get Krishna conscious children? What is it called?
Garbhadhara.
Garbhadhan samskar. Good. So that's what devotees do. So here it is said, Krishna says, he is strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am the sex life which is not contrary to religious principles, O Lord of Bharata. So grihastha ashrama, grihasthas are allowed, but to produce Krishna conscious children. Prabhupada's Guru Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he is an Aishtik brahmachari, but he said that I am ready to marry, or I am ready to produce, to marry if I'm going to get hundreds of Krishna conscious children. In the sense, when Shivananda Sena's wife was pregnant, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was jumping in ecstasy. But at the same time, when Chota Haridas just looked at Mataji, he so wild, and he said, why? The ashrama was different. Shivananda Sena was in a grihastha ashram, and grihastha ashrams are allowed. The grihastha ashram is the main, the purpose is both of them advance towards Krishna consciousness, and on their journey, they produce Krishna conscious children. It's not easy. Your consciousness is completely on the Lord, and they produce nice Krishna conscious children. They give a chance for a soul who could not complete Krishna consciousness in the previous life to complete it. Because Shuchinam Srimadam Gehe, right? They become an instrument in the other soul's journey towards Krishna consciousness. So Garbhadhan Samskar means both husband and wife, both are in Krishna conscious, and then they think about the Lord and they pray to the Lord, right? And they invoke a soul, they attract a soul, they pray to Krishna to send a soul who can continue his the Krishna consciousness and go back to Krishna in this life, right? So what does Rishabhadev say, or what is Bhagavatam says about an actual father and mother? Who becomes an actual father and mother? What does Bhagavatam explain?
One who can deliver their children.
One who can deliver children from
birth and death,
from the material,
repeated birth and death, right? Guru na sasya, swajano na sasya, pita na sasya, janani na sasya, devam tadasya, napadesha sasya, namo chayate samapeta mrityu. Devam, so guru na sasya, guru is not a guru. Pita na sasya, janani na sasya, father is not a father, mother is not a mother, relatives are not related. Namo chayate samapeta mrityu. If you're not able to deliver the soul, the child produced by you in going into another mother's womb, or from to overcome the process of birth and death, then only you become a mother or father. And Prabhupada comments there, if you're not ready for that, don't produce children. Because animals also produce children, right? The pigs and the dogs and cats, you can see like many come at one birth. So many creating children like dogs and cats. So Prabhupada, because for dogs and cats, what do they teach the children? How to catch the prey, like how to eat, how to defend, all that. Now, if we are also teaching our children like eating, sleeping, defending, then what is the difference? No? So Prabhupada's like, because Krishna says dharma aviruddha kamosmi. So who was the child who was born to a demon and who became a great devotee? So did Hiranyakashipu do Garbhadhan Samskar to get a child like Prahlad?
No.
How did he
No,
get?
but his mother heard Bhagavatam
mother
from Narad
Kayatu.
Muni during
Mother Kayadu.
Narada.
That's not the reason.
Narada Muni.
No, Narad Muni was there when Prahlad was in the womb of Kayadu. Before that. Did Garbhadan Samskar happen in Hiranyakashipu's case? Yes.
Prahlad Maharaj was born to deliver Hiranyakashipu.
That's fine. But how did he come? How did Hiranyakashipu, a demon like Hiranyakashipu, attract that pure soul like Prahlad? Because it is
I
said,
think
how did the
she-
soul come? Does the soul come in the egg of the mother or in the sperm of the father?
Father.
Father.
It's sperm of the father.
father.
Sperm of the father, right? Krishna, based on the karma, based on the desires of the soul and all, Krishna deposits aham bija pradapita. He deposits the soul in the sperm of the father, right? And then it's pushed to the mother's womb and fertilization happens. And if the soul, if there is a soul, then pregnancy happens. If there is no soul, miscarriage happens, right? Okay. So why did Lord do that? Demon like Hiranyakashipu? Definitely Hiranyakashipu, gold and bed. He's just for sense gratification. But he's going for sense gratification. How did he get a son like Prahlad? How did Garbhadan Samskar happen in that case? Yes, it happened. But how? That's what I want to know.
Kayatu was in Rishi's place before her this thing. That's
Not
what I.
Kayadu. I'm asking about Hiranyakashipu. No, about Hiranyakashipu. Nobody knows?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Jaya Vidya.
When Hiranyakasipu was doing the this austerity, that one at that time he one parrot or something came and he Narayan. So he in that one, so he disturbed his this one, and after that
Yes.
he went again to the home actually, and so in his mind continuously Narayan name was there.
Yes. In Hari. He was calling us Hari. So yes, so as we know that Hiranyaksha was killed. Okay, and then Hiranyakashipu was so much in tension and he wanted to kill Vishnu. So he wanted to meditate on Lord Brahma, that we know. So he went to do an austerity in the forest to meditate on Lord Brahma. When he was meditating, two parrots came. It is said that it's one of it is Narad Muni and another's, I don't know. So one of the rishis. It's the Munis only. They came, purposely they came so as to invoke a soul like Prahlad. They came when Hiranyakashipu was in Tapasya. They came in a form of parrot and they started chanting Hari, 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 Hari. Okay, I heard it's Hari, not Narayan. Hari. Anyway, all are same. So they were saying Hari, Hari, Hari. Hiranyakashipu was like, who is this? We not disturb Hiranyakashipu's Tapasya. They did that. And then Hiranyakashipu was so disturbed. Sorry, it's raining here. I might have network issue. So Hiranyakashipu got disturbed and he tried to kill that parrots, but the parrots flew away. Then again, he started meditating. He could not meditate because Hari, 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 Hari was going on in his mind. And then he was so angry. He was boiling. Blood was boiling. He went in that anger to the home. But when he was going home, he was constantly thinking, why did the parrots chant Hari, Hari? They should chant Hiranyakashipaya Nama. Why are they chanting Hari? He went home. He was constantly telling his wife, now something happens at in the office by the boss scolded you or something. The husbands always go and complain to the wife or go tell what all happened. Vice versa also, no? Whatever happened at work, you come and tell in the office. Whatever home, whatever happened at home, you go and tell in the office. It's just natural. So Hiranyakashipu was going on saying, you know what? Kaya was like, why did you come back so soon? You went for tapasya, no? You came back today. It was so early. So Hiranyakashipu, I could not concentrate. Two parrots came and they're constantly chanting Hari, Hari, Hari. So when he was chanting Hari, Hari, the Garbhadan Samskar actually happened because he was remembering Krishna. He was remembering the Lord. Kayadu heard the Hari, Hari Shabda. And constantly the whole night, Hiranyakashipu was like, why did they say Hari, Hari? Why did they say Hari, Hari? Like the same instant when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, when Nimai appeared, Gaura Sundar appeared, it was eclipse, no? It was eclipse and full moon and it was eclipse. And all the Hindus, they went to Ganges to take bath by chanting Hare Krishna. And the Muslims and others were like, why are they chanting Hare Krishna? But they also got the benefit. Like some bull come to hit you and they say, Haram, Haram. They're calling out, Hey Ram. Now that's like Ajnada Sukriti. So Hiranyakashipu, not purposely, intentionally, but like Ajamila called Narayan, he was saying, Hari, Hari, Hari. Hari. And when he was associating with his wife, he was constantly invoking Hari, 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 constantly. That Garbhadan Samskar actually happened there. And as Prabhu said, yes, Prahlad came to deliver his father, and Prahlad is a pure soul, eternally liberated. And who is Hiranyakashipu? Jaya Vijaya, no? Jaya Vijaya. So the Lord, but then this is how it happened that soul like Prahlad came. Okay. And we know the Shukadeva Goswami. Shukadeva Goswami was in his mother's womb for how long? How long he was there in the womb of Vatika with Vyasdev's
12
wife?
years. 16 years.
14 years.
16 years he was in the womb, hearing what? Bhagavatam, right? Hearing Bhagavatam. Even after that, so that Garbhadan Samskar happened for Prahlad. And after that, yes, as you said, Narad Muni constantly gave Harikatha to Kayadu, right? When the child was in the womb. So that's also another reason. Okay. Any other child you remember? Born like that?
Dhruva.
Shukadeva Goswami, we said.
Dhruva.
Dhruva Maharaj.
Dhruva, yes, Suniti was Krishna conscious.
Parikshit Maharaj.
Parikshit Maharaj. Yes, Parikshit Maharaj. What about a child who was born by eating a fruit, and then there were two children, one were taken care of. One was born for a not nice Mataji, and another one was born from a cow and became Gokarna. Good. Gokarna. Right? Gokarna. Go means cow. Karna means ears. He have ears like the goose, the cow. And Dundukari became a spoiled child. So it's all because of the Garbhadan Samskar, right? How the mothers, it says the sons imbibe the qualities of mother and the vice and the daughters of the father. But then the consciousness of the mother, the father, that's very important to have Krishna conscious children, because you're invoking a soul to do Krishna consciousness. And that's what here it is said, right? It should be propagation for Krishna conscious children. The responsibility of parents is then to make their offsprings Krishna conscious. But if Garbhadan Samskar have not taken place, you have not come to Krishna consciousness by then, at least now try to bring your offspring to Krishna conscious. There was one Mataji and Prabhu, when both their children took Diksha, that day they was like, today we became the real father and mother. In the sense, they have pulled their soul of their children towards the lotus feet of Guru. No, they have given initiation to their children. In the sense, they are also responsible. The way they trained them. Now that's very important. So this verse is only about sense gratification. The karmis, they just don't want to have any other orders like brahmachari, vanaprastha, and sannyasi, because the sex life is not allowed there. They just want to be in grihastha life in case of what grihamedi, that what Prahlad Maharaj says, 7th canto, 9th chapter. Yen maidunani grihamedi sukam hi tucham kaudu yena karayo iva dukkha dukkam ripyantineha kripana bahu dukkha baja kandutvi manasijam Vishahe Dadhira. Yen Maidunani Grihamedi Sukam hi tucham. Maidunani, they just want in sense gratification, and Grihamedis they are called as, right? The sex life is compared to two hands rubbing, to relieve an itch. So sometimes Prabhupada says, sometimes you have an itching in the hand and you scratch. Now after some time again, there's an itching. You scratch some insect bite or some local dermatitis, something, you have an allergy and you keep scratching. Second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time. The 10th time you scratch, what happens? Blood comes. Now, why are we scratching? So as to relieve that symptom of itching, that sensation. Then you feel happy. Now there's some kind of pleasure in scratching. But then as you keep doing it again and again, the blood comes. So similarly, sense gratification will lead us to negative things or hellish planets. Not because getting a human form of life, it's available in animal form also, no? But we are not doing the real purpose of human form of life, which is dharma. So Prabhupada says that it's itching is the greatest platform of happiness. They think they are called grihamedis. Actually, it is a cause of distress. And kripanas, because kripanas are misers. They got the human form, they're not using it for the right purpose. They just have repeated sensual enjoyment. Puna charvida charvanana. But others, they tolerate the itching and not subject to the sufferings of fools and rascals. So Prabhupada says this is what they think. Their happiness is only this. Right? And sense gratification is also compared to this. Nunam pramatta kurute vikarma yat indriya priti aparnoti nasadu manye yada atmanoyam asan api kleshada asha eda deha. So 5th canto, 5th chapter, verse number 4, it says, When a person considers sense gratification as the aim of life, the skrihamedis or karmis, he suddenly becomes mad after materialistic living. And what do you do? Engage in all kind of sinful activities, illicit sex and gambling and intoxication. This is all because of sense gratification, right? Excessive sense gratification. And he don't know that due to his past misdeeds, he have already received a body, right? Why did we get this body? Because of our past karma. So past misdeeds, he have already got a body which is temporary, and this cause of misery, dukkhalaya, padam yat vedam. Actually, the living entity should not have taken a material body, right? We should go to spiritual world, but he has awarded the material body for sense gratification. Therefore, I think it's not befitting an intelligent man to involve him again and again in the activities of sense gratification, by which he perpetually gets material body one after another. We again and again, we want sense gratification. Again and again, you get material body, right? You want to sleep more in Tamoguna, you become an animal, go for hibernation, you sleep. No, you want to eat anything and everything without offering to Krishna. You don't discriminate prasadam from bhoga, and you eat anything and everything. You get a body of a hog, you eat whatever you want, filthy things and slimy things and stool and everything. Krishna, material nature give you a body like that. That's why we have these 4 regulative principles, so that we be careful that we don't go to an animal form of life next. Since if you have that sincere desire, some Matajis were saying, Mataji, I'm not able to take Diksha because of my husband, because of the family and all that, onion, garlic, tea, coffee, I'm not able to take initiation, what to do in this life. You have the sincere desire, you develop Shuddha Sattvagun, you do what you want, like let the family take onion, garlic, you cook it before, you take a little bit and keep it aside for you, and let the family have with onion, garlic. Before mixing onion, garlic, keep your food separate, offer it to Krishna, have Krishna Prasad, chant the holy name, have that sincere desire to get initiated. Next life, material nature will give you that body because you have the sincere desire to go back to Krishna. Krishna will definitely capture your bhav, right? So definitely we'll be born as some Vaishnava kids if you can't complete in this life. It doesn't matter, because we are in a journey, it's continuous journey, right? But then if you want sense gratification, then material nature will give you one body after another just for sense gratification. And we go to hellish condition again and again. So those people who go for sense gratification, they are called as eating poison. Nishkinjanasya bhagavat bhajanukasya param jikamisor bhavasagarasya sandarshanam vishayina atayoshitam cha handa vishabhakshanato api asadu visha. They're eating visha. Okay, in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya chapter 11 verse 8 says, greatly lamenting, the Lord then informed Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, alas for a person who seriously desiring to cross the material ocean and engage in transcendental loving service of the Lord without material motives, okay, a pure devotee, when he sees a materialistic person engaged in sense gratification, or seeing a woman who is similarly interested in is more abominable than drinking poison willingly. Right? So he's like, because he's a sannyasi, after receiving sannyas order, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never used to meet women except his mother, Sachi Mata, because he's a sannyas order, he's giving a right example, right? And so he's like seeing in the sense, opposite sex, okay? And for Mataji's Prabhus, like if they are not in a Grihastha ashram, yes, allowed, but in Vanaprastha, and there's no sannyas for Matajis, but in there's something called Vanaprastha. Vanaprastha means voluntarily you give up sense gratification for a higher purpose. So it is said this is more abominable than drinking poison willingly, okay? So, could anyone tell the taste of a cyanide poison? The taste of cyanide poison is not registered anyway. Why? By the scientist. Nobody could. Why?
The moment cyanide is taken, they will die.
Yeah.
Taste, they die.
Yeah,
Yes,
they want to taste. I mean, any other thing they can taste, but then if they want to take cyanide, they taste it, and before they say it is sweet or bitter or pungent, they die immediately. It does. So similarly, you want to tell others. I mean, you want to see others, seeing others doing sense gratification. It's like they are drinking poison, but you want to tell them that the poison is not correct for you, but then they are not able to listen it because before that they're going into Maya. Prabhupada says the sense gratification is nothing but Maya. Okay, so spiritual advancement, if we were serious about spiritual advancement, then we should know where we should stop the life, stop the our sense gratification. So spiritual life is aimed at stopping the repeated birth and death. Entering into the spiritual world, we can live eternally cognizant and blissful. So that should be our goal. If that is our goal, then we should give up sense gratification for a higher cause, higher purpose. Sometimes kids will play with toys and the parents will pull the toys away from them and send them to school. Why? For a higher cause, no, for his benefit. Initially, initially you came to Krishna consciousness. Many said me, why onion garlic? What did onion garlic do to you? Why tea coffee? Because there is so many other sampradayas. You have non-veg also, they give diksha. But is that right? I mean, where is the mercy component? The mercy component is destroyed in you. You kill another animal. You study, everyone is spirit soul. Krishna resides as Paramatma in every living entity. So even the chicken and the goat, everyone have Paramatma. Krishna as Paramatma. The fish also have, right? And then you kill them for your sense gratification. Then where is mercy component in you? Then you won't feel mercy to other living entities. Jivera dhaya, name ruchi jive dhaya. You can't preach Krishna consciousness then. You don't see others suffering, right? Because the mercy component is destroyed. So all these 4 relative principles is to make us advance in Krishna conscious life. And Prabhupada never compromised on that. Never. Many left the movement because they went and told Prabhupada, this is our basic life. You come to America and you say no illicit sex, no intoxication, no meat eating, no gambling. This is our life. This is how we live. And you're saying, oh. But then people took it up. Why? Because Prabhupada is a pure devotee and the process starts working. So if we let others around us do whatever they want, but then at least you first, janma sartakari karo paropakar. First, we try to make our life successful and then preach. Right? It's difficult to pull the family in. That's true. But then at least you make your life successful. So we should not become like Puranjana and Puranjani. So we know how the prostitute who changed when she went to Haridas Thakur, right? Just by hearing a pure devotee chanting Hare Krishna. So I was thinking, the person who uses the senses for different sense gratification, the senses are compared to a prostitute, because the wife is supposed to serve only the husband, and the husband is Krishna. Instead of the senses serving Krishna, it's serving other material things, or we are serving our own senses. That sense is called a prostitute because it's not serving the real husband. So right, we should not be like that. But if a prostitute like Chintamani, who could change Bilamangalam Thakur, or a prostitute like Pingala, who became a guru for the Brahmana, right? So that means even they are changing. Why? Because of association of pure devotees. So since Haridas Thakur was chanting and the prostitute heard for 3 days continuously, she became a devotee. So pure devotee like Prabhupada, if we hear him chanting, that's why we keep Prabhupada's chant when you on the background when you chant, because when you hear the pure devotee chant, what happens? All the anarthas in us go away and we get a lot of benefit. And when Prabhupada's chanting is there, even if you're sitting at home and chanting, keep Prabhupada's chanting on the background, then what happens? You won't get distracted, because a pure devotee's sound is just entering into your ears. You may concentrate or not, but gradually the concentration will come. Okay. And that's how those who are going to get married, those who are going to be in Krishna conscious life, they are invoking the souls who can do Krishna consciousness in their journey in the future. So then we become the real father and mother. Okay, so we should not get attracted to. So I'll end with a story. So there were 2 persons, neighbors. One was a prostitute, one was a Brahmana. This prostitute always used to look at the Brahmana. Brahmana gets up at Brahma Muhurta, do his japa and all austerities and everything. So the prostitute used to think that, wow, how nice this Brahmana is, so much he's worshipping the Lord. But the Brahmana used to keep looking at the prostitutes like, see, she sleeps the whole day, and then she goes at night and keeps on for sense gratification with others, what life she has. So the Brahmana's consciousness was completely thinking about the prostitute. Prostitute was completely thinking about the Brahmana. And what happened? The Brahmana went to hell and the prostitute got delivered. Why? The consciousness. Why? Might be because of some karma, she's using her body for sense gratification, but a consciousness completely in Krishna, right? But the Brahmana, even though externally doing all devotional service, but internally his consciousness completely thinking about the prostitute. So he went to hellish planet. So both external and internal consciousness. I mean, internal things should be purified. Abhyantara, Swabahya, Abhyantara Shuchi. Both outside and internal cleanliness should be there, right? And that's possible only by devotional service. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone. Any questions or any comments? Anything to add? So how to bring the family into Krishna consciousness? Give them Krishna Prasad. One Mataji was saying she used to give fruits and they don't accept it because they know it's prasadam. But give some dry fruits, bake some sweet kheer or something, some sweet. They won't reject all dry sweets and all. No, you make sweets and offer to Krishna and then don't tell them it's prasadam. Take off the tulsi before giving and just giving them, just offer them. In that they get Ajnana Sukriti. Some kind of Krishna consciousness will go inside them. At least next life, they're going to be devotees. We don't know. Only Krishna knows. Right? So when one person becomes sincere in the family and chant, then the whole family gets a chance to become devotees in next life. So there is a hope for everyone. Right? And one Prabhu, he was a joint family and he went on chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. The more loudly he chants, the more loudly they keep the TV so that to disturb him. So he went on for 6 months and after 6 months, his uncle said, "What is wrong with this boy? Let him go. We should throw him out of the house." Now he said like that, and Krishna took him away from in the house, that he became a full-time brahmachari in the temple. He joined the temple. So he was telling his story that how I was chanting in my house and so much demonic things around me, but they used to grind garlic and onion and put in his curry so that he don't understand, but then he get the taste. And he started, so much they distracted him. But then he was very sincere that Krishna pulled him out. Yeah, the family also wanted him to go and Krishna took him to the temple. So the desire is what I feel, that the sincere desire to go back to Krishna, it doesn't matter how your family is. It doesn't matter you're not able to take Diksha this time. It doesn't matter your wife is not Krishna conscious. It doesn't matter your husband is not Krishna conscious. Your children are not. You, one single soul, your soul, let it work more and more and have that sincere desire to go to Krishna. Krishna will help us definitely somehow. I have my personal experience. Krishna will definitely mold your life in such a way that 24 hours you think of Krishna. But then you should have that sincere desire. What did Rupa Goswami say? Tatra laulyam abhimulya kevalam kodi janma sugritana labhyate. The tatra laulyam, the intense desire and greed to get Krishna. Oh Krishna, please, because of some karma in this material body, I desired and I got this form of body. Because of some karma, I got such relatives and I am stuck here. But the next life, at least, let me do sincere devotional service and let me develop that sincere desire. Krishna will capture it. Definitely Krishna will capture it because you're calling out for him. You're chanting the holy name, right? So develop that sincere desire. If you don't have that desire, then Krishna won't help. But then if you have that sincere desire, definitely next life, either you go back in this life or Krishna will see that we go in a family who are already Krishna conscious and we can continue from where we stop. There's always hope. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for joining. Vanchakalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Kodi Vaishnav ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.